So this is it, a Yule's flower. They tell me this will make you strong. Here, eat it. Well, it looks like it works. Nadia's the one who told me about the flower, and she's anxious to see you. Let's go to Yogd and thank her in person. Nadia, are you all right? What happened?
Que? Is that all you can say? Oh, darn. I guess it didn't work.
You were just pretending to be sick? Why would you do that?
Well, it's kind of an embarrassing story, but we're friends now, aren't we? I used to live in Yusnan, but I had a big falling out with my family, and I ran away from home. Back in the city, I was treated like a princess. I just had to snap my fingers to get whatever I wanted. But that's not real living, is it? I got tired of that life. I wanted to fend for myself, survive by my own skill.
But you didn't realize just how hard that would be.
I lasted 3 whole days before I collapsed in the woods, weak from thirst. And that's when this little guy came along just in time. He must have been injured too, because he was holding a Yule's flower in his beak. I thought to myself, I'm going to die, but at least I'll have this beautiful chocobo to watch over me as I go. But then, something even more incredible and beautiful happened. The chocobo spoke to me, as clear as I'm talking to you now. Hang in there, he said. You mustn't die. At first, all I could do was stare in shock. But then, his words began to sink in. I realized he was trying to save my life. Anyway, right after that, some villagers found me, and they nursed me back to health. But I'm sure that I wouldn't have been alive when they found me if it wasn't for my little chocobo.
You owe him your life. So that's what your little play acting was about. You thought if you could convince the chocobo that you were dying, he might start talking to you again, like he did the first time.
Yep. I was trying to recreate the scene just like it happened, with the Yule's flower in the beak and everything. And to be honest, I could do with a chocobo giving me encouragement again. Life has been getting me down. I thought if I could hear the chocobo talk again, he might cheer me up like the last time. I know it's stupid. Chocobos can't talk. I guess it was just in my head that first time.
It's all right. You'll find what you're looking for.
What?
Don't turn around. You're searching for meaning to your life, and you're going to find it. I know you will. In fact, maybe you already have, if you really, really think about it. Sometimes you lose your way. Sometimes the going gets so steep you fall, but the path is always there in front of you. You just have to keep going.
Yes, you're right. It is there, and I do see it. Thank you.
In this village, chocobos are essential to our survival. We treat them like family.
Who's that child?
Yes, what do you want?
I heard the chocobo talk. You're going to find it. I know you will. Huh. That was a clever trick you pulled, young man.
Young man, I'm a girl.
You are? Sorry, I didn't realize.
Good grief, everyone's the same. No one ever looks at me. It's like when I helped Nadia. The first time, I mean. She saw the chocobo, but she didn't see me on its back.
Aha. So that's what happened. It was you who spoke to her. She was half dead and delirious, so she thought it was the chocobo.
She's read way too many fairy tale books. But I guess it was kind of good it happened that way. Thanks to that, she wanted to go on living. So you can't tell Nadia the truth, okay?
Okay, agreed. What you did was good, pretending to be a chocobo and saying those things to her. She needed that. Wise words. Sometimes the going gets so steep you fall, but the path is always there in front of you.
Huh? I didn't say anything like that. What does it even mean? I just told her it's all right, or something like that.
Wait, really? You didn't give a little speech?
No, weird. Maybe you both imagined it. Or maybe they can talk.
You sure you don't need to upgrade that?
Impressive. Perhaps for you the challenge was insufficient. Think of it as preparation. The next challenge will be a true test of your abilities. Your prey shall be the Protoflorian. An innocuous name, perhaps, but this is one flower whose petals deliver deadly blows. The creature holds court in Rocky Crag, where many a fellow hunter have fallen victim to its might. None of us have yet managed to slay it. I fear that it will be too much for you alone. Heed my words, for my warning is not given lightly. You risk your life facing this beast.
I'll survive. A giant Protoflorian. It must be one of the ancient weapons that ran amok long ago. Somehow it survived until now. Of course. I've fought it before. We knew it as the Aster Protoflorian. It was one of the toughest battles Hope and I fought. You sound pretty sick.
Sorry about that. I've been laid low with this cough. Doesn't inspire a lot of confidence, does it? Though, to be fair, I don't treat humans. I only make medicine for chocobos.
You're the apothecary?
That's right. Oh, did you need something? There I was, just complaining about my health as if I didn't have a business to run. If you want some medicine, you'll have to bring me the ingredients first. That's how I do things. Medicine for chocobos, although I know a few recipes that work on people.
So the chocobos have their own apothecary. They have it good in this village.
That's because without them, we could never survive out here. So then, what do you need?
Supplements for a chocobo.
What I need are...
Have you been to see a doctor? For humans, that is?
I'm fine. Now, where were we? Ah, yes, brewing chocobo. To make it, I'll need chocoborals and slug sweets. Bring those and I can brew you a batch.
You really should know your limit. Lackley, hey, wake up.
Excuse me, but who are you? And how is it you know Lackley?
I don't know him too well, but he asked me to find his lost fiancée. I've come to tell him about this lead I found.
About Filiana? But where did...
At a restaurant in Yusnan. Apparently, there was an old woman working there who wore the same ring that Lackley gave to his fiancée. And when her health failed, that woman went to stay with a friend who lived in... Huh.
What is it? Is there something wrong with my hat?
According to the man I talked to at the restaurant, the friend who came to pick up the elderly lady was wearing an unusual hat. You seem familiar enough with Lackley. You also knew Filiana's name. Was it you?
Let me explain. Lackley and Filiana and I are friends from long ago. I'm Sela, and yes, I'm the one who escorted that old woman from the shop in Yusnan.
Care to tell me why?
Sure, but can we go elsewhere? I don't want Lackley to hear this. There's a graveyard with no name. You know of it, don't you? It's beyond North Station, on the outskirts of town. Oh, good. He's still sleeping. Come to the graveyard later so we can talk. Thanks for coming. Before I tell you anything, can you promise you won't pass this information on to Lackley?
That depends on what you have to say.
I suppose that's fair enough. I hardly know where to begin, though.
How about I start then? The old woman working at that restaurant in Yusnan had the same ring as Lackley's, the same as his fiancé's. Why?
For the most obvious reason, of course. That old woman was none other than Filiana, the person Lackley's been trying so hard to find. After she left him, she began working under a fake name.
That's surprising. The way Lackley described her. Well, she's not what I expected.
He wasn't lying. She was a real beauty, once. We don't know how or why, but something happened to her. In this world where everyone stopped aging, she was the one and only person who managed to grow old over the past years. It began right around the time she and Lackley first got engaged.
But why? Why would it be possible for one person alone to escape the stasis in this world? And are you saying that's why she left Lackley and disappeared from his life?
She said the last thing she wanted to do was become a burden to him. But I know she missed him. She always wanted to know how he was doing. She loved nothing more than hearing stories about him, no matter how banal they were. Back when she could still walk, she told me how she would sometimes pass by him in the streets. She never said anything to him, and he never could have guessed that the old woman he saw was his beloved fiancée.
That's why he never found her after all this time, no matter how hard he searched.
Yes. Year after year, she aged more and more, and her body began at last to fail. She's free from that pain now. Finally.
I see. I'm glad she was able to find peace.
No!
No. Lackley!
I wouldn't have cared how old my Filiana looked! I loved her with every fiber of my being! My only wish was to spend every day with her until the end of the world! Filiana, why did you have to...
Lackley.
Lackley.
Seele, I don't want you to worry about me. Remember what you told me before, when we met? If there's still hope in this world, maybe I'll find Filiana, right?
Yeah, I remember saying that. So now I've just proven there's no hope.
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying I need to find my own hope, for me. I can't wait around for any god or savior. And even if my hopes get dashed, or they never come true, at least in my heart I'll know she's watching over me from somewhere. I'm done being a fool who runs to the bottle every time something goes wrong. That's not me. I want to show Filiana, wherever she is, that I'm still the man she fell in love with. The man I used to be. That's what she would want. Could you give me that ring?
Here. Thank you. You've helped me find some hope of my own, while I was supposed to be looking for yours. Sarah, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, I can hear you. I've been waiting for such a long time just to see you. But I'm coming home now. It's been a long journey, and it's almost over. I've got so many things I want to tell you.
Yeah, me too.
Lightning, you're just like I remember. We haven't seen each other for so long, but you won't let on that you're glad.
You're my sister. You know me better than that. Like you always tell me, I don't wear my heart on my sleeve.
Yeah. The number of times Snow and I tried to get you to crack a smile, but we never could. Except for that one time. You've always been like that. Even when we were kids. But Light, when you've done your mission and I come back, promise
Promise me that you'll smile for me then, okay?
Sarah was right. Ever since I could remember, even as a child, I always kept my feelings deep inside. But this time, it wasn't a mask, and I wasn't hiding my joy. When I saw Sarah, I didn't feel anything at all. It's like whatever love I'd had for her was gone from my heart.